Hi, thanks for joining this video. Today we're going to cover how to become a one-person SDR team. We're going to show you how to use some of the newer tools on the market to really scale up your outbound and do so in a way that's safe and secure and isn't going to trash your email deliverability and isn't going to ruin your domain reputation. We'll walk through how to do that using tools like Namecheap, Zoho Mail, Apollo.io, Findymail, and Smartlead.ai. Now, the purposes of this video is to show you how to do this on a budget. So this is going to be good for bootstrappers or solopreneurs who are maybe don't have a large budget for a sales or for an outbound stack. If budget's not a problem, you can probably look at tools as well like MailForge and MailReef, which will cover a lot of this stuff. It means you won't have to do some of the things that I'm walking through today. So maybe go and have a look at those first if budget's not a problem. But if it is, like I said, we're going to walk you through how to buy some domains that are similar to your primary domain and use those to set up some mailboxes so you can send out email at scale. We're also going to show you how to, as part of that, set up all the different records you need to make sure those emails are safe, secure, and will be delivered and opened and replied to. So MX, SPF, DKIM, DMARC, IMAP. You don't need to know any of this stuff really. I'll walk you through the steps of how to achieve these things or how to do these things. So as long as you follow the guidance, you'll be all good. You also need to, or we're also going to look at how to actually build a quality list of ideal customer profiles. So you can start to actually run these campaigns and target people that might be interested in your messaging. Another thing when it comes to the new rules around, new regulations around sending is that your emails really need to be authenticated. So we'll show you how you can extract a good list from Apollo and then use Findymail. There are a bunch of tools on the market, but I'm going to show you how to use Findymail to authenticate the emails in that list so that you're only sending your outbound to emails that are legitimate. And then ultimately, we're going to upload that list into Smartlead.ai, which is a good tool or a great tool for warming up mailboxes. So you have unlimited mailboxes for a relatively cheap price. And it'll warm those mailboxes up so that they have good deliverability. You can add your list you upload your list, your prospect list, and then start to run campaigns automatically from Smartlead.ai, and ultimately start generating prospects and leads. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is look at how to acquire some new domains. Okay, so these days it's pretty cheap to set up a domain. There are a number of places you can go, but Namecheap is a good one. So for example, AkitaApp.com is our primary domain, but I'm trying to set one up for AkitaCSM.com because it's a CS, customer success platform. So I'm going to search for it on Namecheap. And it seems like I can get it for $10 a year. I'm going to add that to the cart. And I'm going to go to the checkout and purchase. Pretty simple. Confirm order. And put in your credentials, etc. Okay, so I have purchased the domain. Now if I come up to my accounts, up on Namecheap.com, and I go to my dashboard and my domain list should be there somewhere. AkitaCSM.com. There we go. Now we'll obviously need to set this up, create a mailbox, and set up the domain so that it's secure, and we'll come back to that shortly. The next job is to set up a mailbox. Now you will need to get a paid mailbox. Obviously you can use Google Workspace and Microsoft Outlook. I'm going for Zoho Mail. We're trying to do this on a budget, so you can see here that You go for the MailLite option, and it's in euros, 90 cents a month, as opposed to looking at the business starter option for Google Workspace, which is $6 a month. I know we're looking at two different currencies, but you get the idea. So we're going to go with Zoho, the Zoho Mail option. Now you can see I'm actually in the admin console here for Zoho Mail because I already have a bunch of other mailboxes set up. But you can go through the setup of an initial, first email alias, first domain, and it's pretty straightforward. But for me here, and this is what you can do subsequent to your first one, is you just continue adding in new domains. So the one we just built in or created in Namecheap, I can come in here and add that in here. So enter domain name, and it was akitacsm.com. Okay, and this is where we start to create some security around this mailbox. And so there's a process I'm going to show you. I'm going to walk through with you to ensure that we do that. Okay, now you don't need to know what any of this actually means. You don't need to be technical. That's the whole point of this video, is we're just going to walk through step by step to get your mailbox set up so that when your emails are sent, they're actually opened, they're actually delivered. So the email mailbox has some level of credibility and security. So it starts off, you can see here, you walk through it in these 4 steps. But first of all, we go to Namecheap, we log in, and we go to our account, and we can see on the top, this is the one we just bought, akitacsm.com, and we come over here to manage. We hit manage. All right. The next thing you do is you hit the advanced DNS tab, and this is where we're going to start adding in records. So the first thing we do is we add a new record here, and it's going to be a TXT record, and you just have to put in ampersand or @ here, and then we're going to go back to Zoho Mail here and copy this value, this TXT value here, and drop it straight in to here. Save all changes, and that's that. That's the first step. We then need to jump back to our Zoho Mail page here and verify it. Now, it might take time. You might need to, it says here, you may have to wait 30 minutes to a day. Sometimes it's automatic. So we'll check this out now in a second. But you may need to wait. And then once you've completed this, go on to the next step, which we'll get into. So, done. So we didn't have to wait at all. Okay, so this tells Zoho now that we actually own this domain, akitacsm.com. And we can proceed to the next step, which is adding adding the MX records to the Namecheap website. Again, you don't have to know what this is. By all means, go and find out. Go and Google what all this means, but you don't need to know. So just follow these instructions. We've got 3 of these records which are going to reflect in the Namecheap website. So I'm going to go, first of all, I'm going to copy this one. You can see here, down below, so we've already added in this new record up here, but down here what we're going to do is add these MX records here. So what you do is go to this drop down and choose custom MX, and then start adding in your new records. So you can see here, first one is host, you put in @ copy this, and then put 10 into the priority. So we'll see here @ paste in that, and I'm going to press pause. Okay. and then priority is 10. And we save all changes. Back to our Zoho admin. We're going to do the second one. Copy. Remember this priority says 20. So we add another one in. New record. Add a new record. At. Paste that in there. 20. Save all changes. Come back here again. Copy this one. Remember that that's 50. Add a new record. At. Paste. 50. Save all changes. Okay, now we've got to add our SPF and, oops. Okay, if you run into any issues like I did, there was a bug in the Zoho mailbox setup. The best place to come in and start working again on configuring your domain and your mailbox is through the control panel, which Zoho don't make it easy to find, strangely. So just go to mailadmin.zoho.eu/cpanel. So as in control panel, search for that, and then you'll find yourself in here, and that's really where you want to be. Okay, so you go to domains, and you go to the domain that we're trying to work on, for example, and this is the page. Then you can go to email configuration and set up these records. So MX, SPF, DKIM, and DMARC are the ones we're going to work with. Okay, all right, so back to the setup. Well, I've already added in the MX record, so I'm just going to hit verify, and it tells me my MX records are all pointed to Zoho. Okay, now the MX records have been set up and are pointing in the right direction to Zoho, and we're going to set up SPF and DKIM. Again, feel free to look up what those exactly mean and what they're for. It's not necessary for the purposes of setting them up. So let's just get to doing that. Very similar, or pretty much the same as what we've done before. We're going to go to the host here to Namecheap, and we can see the MX records at the bottom. We're going to add a new record up here in this list, and it's going to be a TXT record. You see it is here, and we're going to have, again, the host is going to be called @ and then we're going to paste this in here. So host @ paste, save changes. Okay, and then we've got to do we'll verify that in a second, and then we've got to do the DKIM, which is exactly the same basically, except the host is going to be called this. Add a new record. TXT, paste the host name in there, and then paste in the value, and then we make this the least or the highest frequency, so we'll say 1 minute, and then we'll click Save All Changes. Okay. So now I'm going to go and verify this SPF. That might take some time, and same here. Okay, so the DKIM record was verified successfully. We might just have to wait for this SPF record. So I'm going to have to come back to this in a little bit and check it. Okay, so now we've done the MX, we've done the SPF, big tick there. DKIM, that's done as well. And now we have to set up a DMARC record. Again, just follow these guidelines, you should be fine. You can investigate if you want as to what this is for, but it's all about email delivery, etc. So there's some options here, but leave it at do nothing. Put in an email address for reporting here, or for receiving reports from Zoho and deliverability. So we'll just put in the email address that we just created. Why not? and same again. Do nothing in here as well, and 100%. Right, policy percentage 100. Leave that leave that as it is. Hit generate, and then we've got our records. So now we can copy that, and same again. We're going to create a new record. Oh, we need to be on the right domain, of course. That would have been a mistake. So we need to come down to our akitacsm.com, the one we're working with. Again, hit manage, advanced DNS. Okay, so yeah, got to add this DMARC record. So I hit add new record, txt, paste that in, which was this that I found in here, and then also copy the value as before, drop that in there, and then save changes. Okay. Okay, so now we go from the Namecheap host page here to back to the Zoho setup page, and we'll hit verify and see if that works straight away. Again, this looks like we've got to wait a little bit, so we'll let that work away and come back and check it in a half an hour. Okay, I verified it actually after about 2 minutes, so we're good to go. Now it's time to actually set up a user mailbox because we've created the domains. We can do that in the admin console here under users. So you need to have purchased, when you're setting it up, as many users as you need. I'm just going to have one. It'll prompt you if you try and set up a user and you haven't got credit to put your card details in and pay, but we've already paid. So I'm going to add in a new user. I'm going to call it Barry Evan. And we'll have that name. Well, we'll just have Barry at tryakitapp.com, and we'll put in a password. Let me think of one. Okay, I'm not going to tell you guys. All right. We don't need to do that, and we don't need to do that. We'll hit that. Oh, got to drop this down and make sure I pick the one we just purchased, which is akitacsm.com. So Barry at akitacsm.com. You can add your photo in here as well if that's required. Now we've also got to enable IMAP, another setting for this account. It's just something else you need to do. So go to zoho.com/mail and sign in to your new account you've just set up. Okay. So the new account obviously is, I've just set it up, is Barry at akitacsm.com. And paste in my password, sign in. Later. Okay, now we go to settings. So we come up here to the little gear icon, scroll down to mail accounts, up to IMAP, and then just click these. Hit save, and that's done. Lovely. One important thing to bear in mind is that when you receive an email from someone, quite often you'll go and check the alias of that email address, plug it into the browser as a domain to see what the website is. So, for example, if I look here at my list of users, and I get an email from Barry at akitasuccess.com. I'm going to copy that email address, quite often I'll go and I'll, you know, drop it in here. I'm sure you're the same. And look, it creates, it goes to a non-existent website. So what you need to do is make sure that those domains are forwarding to your actual email address. So you have to create a record to do that. So if we go to that alias we were talking about, akitasuccess.com, and I hit manage. Again, we're going to have to do something similar. We're going to add a new record, and this time it's going to be a URL redirect record. Obviously pretty clear. Again, we're going to put in @ and then we just put in our website address. In this case, it's going to be the Akita one. So put that in there, and we leave everything else the same. We hit Save Changes, and that's done. So now when I go to get an email from this email address and I paste it into my browser, it'll go straight to the correct website. So the receiver of the email will know what company has sent them the email. Now we have to find a list of prospects. So what I'm using for that is Apollo.io, which is a really great tool for finding lists of customers that you can then reach out to. There is actually a mailing feature in this, so you can set up sequences and email people. But actually we're going to use Smartlead for that because there are no limits with mailboxes. You don't have to upgrade to continually add more mailboxes, and also Smartlead does a better job of doing things like warming up email mailboxes, which is really key to deliverability, etc. We'll get into that later, but needless to say, we have just one professional license of Apollo to find and export up to 10,000 records at a time. We'll then use another tool to qualify the email addresses, and then use Smartlead to actually start running our campaigns. Okay, so how does Apollo work? Okay, so we go to search in Apollo here, and here's where we're going to find all of our people. Job titles. You can see, by the way, there's 278 million people here. So we're going to search for, we're looking for customer success people. CCC, customer success manager, it'll update automatically here. CSM, maybe chief revenue officer, and we might actually write the full title, chief rev, and maybe chief customer officer. Okay. Those titles for now will do, and then we're going to go with size of company by employee, and we want sort of middling sized SMB, so 11 up to 100. Keep it small, and then we're going to also look for an industry. So we're already at 42,000, but we want to search for internet, and that should give us a list of, well, 3.8. Okay, well that's good enough to get started. So what we're going to do then is save that and call it. I'm going to call it our PLG motion list. Okay, and we'll just save that. And now all we have to do is, the next step is going to be, we're going to try and get emails for all these people, legitimate emails. Have them in here as well, and you can use these internally within Apollo and mail from here, but it's better to use other tools to actually validate the emails, specific tools. So we're going to actually select everyone, select all people, and then we're going to hit export. And we're going to send Export as a CSV. Okay, save. Okay, looks like I've hit my limit. I have 2,300 export credits left. So I'm going to come out of here and reduce this down to 2,300. And maybe I'll get rid of the, let's see, what happens if I get rid of these guys? Perfect. Now we're going to have these smaller companies, the kind of companies that really do want a kind of product-led, simple customer success tool rather than something a bit more enterprise, something that requires an enterprise engagement. So okay, we've got 2,000 here. So I'm going to select all of these, and I'm going to export them. Hit save. There we go. And we're going to get an email with that CSV list. Okay, so for checking emails, to ensure that they're valid when we're sending out our campaigns, we're going to use a tool called Findymail or Findymail. It's findymail.com. Okay. Now, for the purposes of this test, I'm going to go with their basic version, which allows you to check 1,000 emails, but they only charge you for the ones that are valid and the ones that are checked, so not ones that are incorrect. Okay, so let's start and sign up. Okay, I've registered, but haven't added any card details yet. So what I'm going to do here is select that I want to verify emails that I already have, and I'm saying that I'm going to do this regularly. Okay. Am I using any of these platforms? Yes, we're using Apollo. We're going to use Smartlead as our email sequencer, and we're using HubSpot as a CRM. Finish. So the first thing I'm going to do is download their template to make sure that I upload the data in the correct format. Okay, it turns out the Findymail email template, upload template is pretty basic. It's one column with email written at the top. Okay, so I didn't really need to go through that process. So now I just need to get my data from the download from Apollo and upload that email list into this template, and then upload that, or add it to this template and then upload it into Findymail. Okay, so here's my Apollo list. I just got to obviously remove the list, the rows with no email. So we'll just get rid of those. Okay, so we have 1,677 rows. I'm going to copy those. I'm going to add them into a new sheet. There we go. So these are the ones we're going to be checking. Okay, so here's my email list that I've dropped into my template, and I will obviously export that or download that as CSV. And back in Findymail, under the email verifier tab, here's where we're going to upload our file. Now, not enough credit, so buy more credits. So I'm going to get the basic option to start with. Okay, so I upgraded to the lowest paid version of Findymail. You probably will want the one above that, the $99 a month one. for any scale at all, but this is just for testing. I've got 1,000 credits, so I've reduced my list to 1,000, and I'm going to upload that list right now. Okay, here we go. Start task. I'll come back to this in a minute. Okay, so that completed, and you can see here 892 of the 999 or 998 emails are deliverable, and 105 of them are risky. So that's good to avoid. Sending that out would be bad for the credibility of my domains. So I will download those. Just the deliverable ones. I'll avoid these risky ones. We're going to run our email campaigns from Smartlead.ai. So here's the pricing page where we can get started. It's a free trial. I'm going to go with the basic plan, which has 2,000 active leads. We're testing it out really. And to be honest, for the first month or so anyway, you're going to be warming up your mailboxes. So you're not going to be able to send any or much in the way of email. So you need to get it set up straight away, so that because there's going to be a little bit of a buffer or a bit of a delay before you really start sending a lot of email out. So we'll start off with this free trial, and then after a month or so you might decide you want to upgrade to the Pro plan. Okay, I'm in. And now to start setting up Smartlead to build my sequence or sequences and start sending out email. Okay, now we have our Smartlead account set up. We're going to need to add all the email accounts in there. So depending on how many you added in, you can do it manually. We used Zoho as part of this process to create our email accounts. If you've only one, maybe go through the manual process, but it's probably better to, you should be using multiple accounts. So there's a sample CSV you can download and then upload all of the details. Once you've downloaded it, it looks something like this. This is the spreadsheet, and you can see there's a bunch of things you need to fill out. I'll just walk through them for you. So it's pretty simple. Name that it's going to be sent from. The emails will be sent from. The email. So email and username, they can just be the same. So just put the same your email address in there. Add your Zoho password in here, and then you got to put in SMTP host and IMAP host, and these numbers, these port numbers. Where they are is, if you're in Zoho, in your email inbox for each one, go over to settings, scroll down to mail accounts, and then we're going to go to IMAP, and those details are here. So you'll see here for the IMAP host, you're going to copy and paste that and then put 993 in the port. So here, IMAP host, you're going to drop that in here and put 993 in here. And for the SMTP, it's just underneath. You copy that, and remember 465 SMTP host. Drop the host you copied in there, the host address, and 465 in there. Right? It's going to be this. You only have to do this once, or remember, go through this process once, because we've already set up the IMAP. If you remember when we were setting up the emails, so all you have to do is add these details in here, and it'll be the same for all your other email addresses. So you don't need to go into each separate email inbox and set this up from Zoho. Okay, so just add that in there, and then you can just copy that to the rest of your email addresses. Max email, I'd just go with everything that's defaulted here, to be honest. You want warm up to be happening within Smartlead, and these are just the standard sort of settings that Smartlead recommend. The last thing here is your signature, which you'll want to add as well. It's probably a good way to add it is just by putting in the HTML signature in here. Now, if you're not a technical person like me, there's a simple way to check this, which I'll show you now. So you'll see here that there'll be this string will be in here, or this code will be in this box. So just copy, or there'll be a slightly different one for a different name. But just copy this, okay, and then go to ChatGPT and just simply write, what will this look like? And then pop it in there, and ChatGPT will show you what it's going to look like. This is put my name in here, outreach at Akita. Now, and it's a reply if you're not interested at the bottom. So in here, what you will do is add your name in here. Okay, put your web address, your company's URL here, and the name you want to show. So it'll appear like this, and that's all you need to do, really. So ultimately, I could put in, I could copy this and write in John Doe, put in whatever URL for your web page here, in between the two inverted commas, put in what I wanted to show, so Acme, and then again ask ChatGPT, what will this look like? There it is, John Doe outreach at Acme. So what you can do then is just copy this string, just this, with your update, and paste it into this signature. And copy down all of these, unless you want to put different signatures with your different email addresses. Obviously then get rid of this description explainer row. Download it as a CSV, and then we'll be uploading it to Smartlead to populate all your email accounts. So here's where we're going to choose the file and upload it. Okay, it's uploaded all the email details, mailboxes. There's been an error, so I'm going to have to investigate and see what's going on there. Could be, I don't know. I'm going to have to go into and say maybe I haven't configured the mailbox correctly in terms of IMAP or something in Zoho, so I'll go and check that. As soon as you add those mailboxes into Smartlead and choose the right setting, when you uploaded the mailboxes, there was a column where you indicated that you wanted the application to warm those mailboxes, so that happened automatically. Immediately, Smartlead starts warming these email boxes, which means it starts sending out emails to legitimate or secure mailboxes and getting replies from those as well. So you don't have to do anything about that, it just does it automatically. So here you can see, if I look in my Zoho admin console, I've created those 6 domains and those 6 mailboxes, 6 users, and 686 emails have gone out, and 178 have come back. I didn't do anything there, that was Smartlead warming those mailboxes. Okay, to start creating your first campaign in Smartlead, we go to Email Campaigns, the Email Campaigns tab, and then create our first campaign, which will require us to select and upload our list of contacts or leads. Okay, so here is the upload. The file that I want to add, and we just sort of leave these. I'm just going to leave these. Obviously, if you're not sure that if you've built an unsubscribe list in Smartlead or built these lists, then you can address these options. But we're just going to go ahead and hit save. Again, we haven't used Smartlead yet, so we're going to just leave that. And then we just map the fields. Okay, so first name goes to first name, obviously, last name to last name, company name for emails goes to company name. So these are the spreadsheet fields, and these are the Smartlead fields. So that's all we need to know. Name, last name, email, company name. And we'll hit next. And it starts importing. And that's complete. One duplicate lead, I don't know what that is. It's probably just the header row or something, or the top row. Okay. So we've added our 892 prospects. And the next thing to do then is, you can see there's a flow of creating a campaign here, is add your sequences, which I've already done. So it's standard, sort of email marketing type, email creation, formatting. So created a couple of emails, scheduled them a couple of days apart. You can add manual tasks in here as well. So that's set up, and then the next thing to do then is schedule the campaign, which you do here, and I've added in my time zone, etc., and when I need it to start, and the maximum number of emails that are going to go out per day, and then we can go to our final review. So as part of the review, you can go through all the scheduled emails and see what they're going to look like. You can also send a test email, so you'll get an email to your inbox. You can check the different emails here, email 1, email 2, what they look like. And then you can press go. Schedule a campaign. Let's do it. Okay, we're on day 1 of the campaign. All the hard work's been done. We've created the domains, we've created the mailboxes, we found the data in Apollo, we've checked the emails in Findymail, and now we've uploaded it to Smartlead, and we're starting to run these campaigns. And now the fruitful part of the process is going to happen, and from now on it's all very, very easy. All the hard work's been, as I said, all the hard work has been done. So we can just start to run campaigns. People will respond, hopefully, and we'll be able to manage all of the email from all of our mailboxes within this master inbox. So thanks for making it all the way to the end of this video. I appreciate you taking the time. Hopefully you get some good results with this process. If you have any comments, do leave them underneath. And hopefully I will see you in the future.